And this was the simple equation, and it's always a very important point to note. It was, in science, it's understood the smaller the equation, the more powerful the equation. This E equals mc squared is about as small as an equation get, and it's the most powerful of all the equations because E is energy, M is mass or matter, and C is the speed of light squared. So energy is equal to matter times the speed of light squared. And I said, but the most important thing is the little equal sign, because it says energy is equal to matter. And that was the whole idea of it, that energy is what shapes what we perceive to be matter. Now, you're familiar with scans, CAT scans, MRI scans. The newest ideas from medicine are scans. And I go, but those scans didn't come from medicine, they came from physics. And the physicists created this, and the doctors use it because it's like, oh my God, you can take a scan, see what's going on in the body. It's like a map. And for physicists, let's say, this is the understanding of energy. Why? A scan doesn't read light. A scan reads energy fields. I go, why is this relevant? Because it can see through the body, and it's only looking at energy. What you see in this scan, the brain, the spinal cord, the vertebrae, the tongue, all these pieces. I said, what are you looking at? I said, you're not looking at a light image. This is an energy field. You're looking at the structure of the body is made out of energy in fields that have the shape of the structures, like the vertebrae or the spinal cord. And I go, wow, this is really cool. Doctors, on the other hand, don't really care about that stuff because they use the scan as a map. So they take a breast scan and they say, oh, there's a breast tumor. Oh, I can see the tumor. Give me a scalpel. I will now go out and cut out the tumor because the breast scan is a map. They missed the whole understanding of physics, which we're going into, and that is this. That is unnecessary, and it's quite disruptive. It's disruptive of the system to cut pieces out of the body. Why? Everything is energy, but energy can alter energy. So if you add energy, you can change an existing energy. Well, to understand that, we have to recognize the two things. A, everything is invisible. And I have to explain then, how can we see each other in here? And the answer is so simple, and I know there's going to be people who are going to laugh. And I say, but it's the simple truth. How can we see you, me, each other? You ready? The lights are on. Okay, I knew some people thought that was funny. But the point about it is, how does it work? You have an energy body. It's invisible. Your body is invisible. But light from the light source, the photons, when they come down and hit the surface of the body, are reflected back. You're seeing a reflection of photons. You're not seeing what's underneath here. You're just seeing a veneer of photons on the surface that are reflected back. Underneath that veneer of photons, it's invisible. But the scan techniques can show you what's under there because they read energy, okay? Now, I can say why you can see it, but some people say, yeah, but look, even in the dark, Bruce, if I come up on the stage, I could feel that you're there. I can feel you. You are physical. I can feel you. I go, here's a picture of a tornado. And what I would suggest is, just to have some fun, we get in a car and we drive 100 miles an hour into the base of that tornado. My question is this. 100 miles an hour, you're going into the base of the tornado. Is your car going to drive through the tornado? Just yes or no? Is yes or no? What we got here? We got mixture? No. And the answer is no. You know why? Energy is not just waves. Energy is a force of waves. It was the force that shaped the water into the ripples. Well, a tornado's high force is if you start to push on a tornado, it pushes back on you. And so basically, you're touching something and it feels like it's physical, but it's really the energy force pushing back on you. Well, atoms are nanotornadoes. So anything that's made out of atoms, you try to push on it, and guess what? The force of those nanotornadoes will resist you. You will feel something. It'll feel solid, and yet what is it? It's just an energy force. There's nothing physical to it. So between the idea you can see it and the idea you can feel it, that's not real because the energy is invisible, okay? And when we look at atoms, and here's a sodium atom,